Breathing your way to conquer your anxiety. Is this really possible? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, at Influential Breathwork, we have seen that it absolutely is. My name's Anna Parker-Naples, and if you enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button right now. So anxiety happens because you have been in a heightened state of stress for a very long time. What that means is your sympathetic nervous system, that is your fight or flight response, has been activated for way too long. Now, this happens in modern life because we have constant stressors coming at us. The phones are constantly going. We're never offline. We never really have rest time. When we rest, we're watching TV, which is actually something that it's not allowing our brain to shut down the way that it should. So very rarely are we entering the more peaceful state. We're very rarely allowing the sympathetic to take over. So what happens is we live in a society where we're constantly stressed, but we don't realize it because we think it's become normal. And very often when that happens, what it means is our breathing has made us more stressed. But we don't know because we've not been educated on this. So if you think about it like this, when you watch a baby or an animal, so I've got my puppy lying here on the floor, when they're breathing very deeply from their belly, okay? And that's what we used to be able to do all the time. But over 85% of adults and many children as well are not doing that. What we're doing instead is we're breathing from our chest. And when we breathe from our chest and not activating that diaphragm, that breathing from the chest is actually an indicator to our brain that we should do more stress. So what happens is that because we're breathing in a particular way, our brain is constantly thinking that we're in a more stressful situation, a more dangerous situation than we actually are. A part of this is the fact that, our bodies have evolved over a very, very long time. But if you look at how lives were for the majority of us 200, 300 years ago, well, everything has changed and our bodies haven't had that chance to evolve with it. And what we're seeing now is so much more mental health and physical health, and our healthcare services are completely under stress because so many people are having symptoms of stress that are then making them ill. So what can you do about it? Well, number one is you can start to learn to breathe through your nose, okay? So most of us are breathing through our mouth without realizing. And what happens then when you breathe through your mouth, it tends to land in your chest. So it becomes a chest lung breathe rather than a diaphragmatic engaged breath, which is then telling our brain to do more stress. So just breathing through your mouth itself is causing you to be more stressed and become more anxious. So what you want to do is start to breathe through your nose. This slows down the breath, which is a really good thing for you. And this also makes it more likely that you're going to activate that diaphragm fully so that your abdomen is then moving not only back and forth, but also out to the side with a lateral expansion as well. Now, these breaths that I'm talking about, the belly breathe softly, the slowing down, and the lateral rib expansion, we have exercises here within the Influential Breathwork channel that you can head over and go and check out. So we're going to slow that breathing down. But we need to do this so that it becomes really, really comfortable for us. Now, the other thing that we can look at is how to improve our ability to cope and feel okay with having stress in our body. And the way we do this is through functional breathing exercises. And they're not appropriate for everyone. So you've got to make sure that from a medical point of view, it's going to be right for you. And I've got other videos about when that might be the case. But what we do in functional breathing is we teach you safe ways to practice holding your breath at an appropriate moment after the exhale and increasing your comfort with holding after that exhale so that your body becomes accustomed to the biochemistry change that's going on in your body. So your brain over time is learning, actually, I don't have to have a full stress reaction here. I don't have to go into a panic attack. I don't have to have full anxiety because I know that I'm safe. Okay, so we're getting the body and the brain accustomed to changing the pH levels in your blood. Now, I know lots of people don't really like to think about what's going on inside your body, but in terms of breathing, it makes such a difference. The other thing is that when we breathe slowly through our nose, using our diaphragm, not only are we then activating the parasympathetic nervous system, but we are generally slowing that breath down. And there's a kind of magic ratio in breathing that is approximately 5.5 breaths per minute. Okay, so if you think about that, in a minute, that would mean somewhere between 5 and 6 full breaths. Okay, so slowly, to usually between a count of 5 or 6 on the inhale and on the exhale as well. Most of us are breathing through our chest 12 to 18 times a minute, if not more. When we fall into that magic ratio of breathing, all sorts of incredible things happen. Our heart works better, our brain functions better. We fall into this state that our body was actually designed to be in, and it brings our stress levels right the way down. The other thing about breathing from the belly and activating that diaphragm, really getting that belly to move, getting the ribs to expand, is that you are then also activating your vagal nerve. You are toning that vagal nerve, which is so important. That vagal toning, that vagus nerve is so important for regulating your nervous system. So I hope this has been interesting. If you're struggling with anxiety, let's work on that deep, low breathing through your nose. Watch the videos that we have coming here. Come back to this channel. Make sure you subscribe right now. And let's get this anxiety under control. Because with breathwork, you can change it in the immediate moment that you're struggling with anxiety. And through the functional breathing, you can learn to teach your body how to prevent that happening ever again. And working with breathwork can be fast. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it can be fast. So watch this space, follow this channel, and comment below if you found this interesting.